Avondale, Arizona, place of tonight's SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series season finale. We will crown a champion here at Phoenix Raceway. And I'm looking forward to this. It has been a great season, lots of great racing, and now it's time to figure out who is going to be the champion. Of course, last season, in Season 0, it was Cody Rivera's, but I think he's going to have to step aside because tonight it's looking like a pretty good chance for a couple of other drivers. So I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined by Brett Bennett and special guest. Normally you race, but tonight you are in the booth with us, Traver Burns. How you doing, Traver?
I'm doing well. Good to be here. Second most favorite place to be on a Thursday night. Unfortunately, Cody decided to schedule a race a little too close to Christmas for me, so I'm out of town without my rig. But I can help out where I can, so here I am.
And Brad, I don't know if he can tell us how he's doing. He's currently focused on something, but
yeah, I'm just getting our points figured out so we can give you updates tonight with the championship race. But yeah, I look forward to it. Been a lot of fun all season, and we have quite the championship battle, primarily between Zachary Thornton and Eric Heater. But Brian Lorenzo and Cody Rivera both easily within striking distance, and a couple of others of outside shots here tonight. So it's going to be really interesting to see if maybe somebody on those outside can pull it, or will it come down to a straight race between the 35 and the 99?
Yeah, speaking of the two, 35 and the 35 and the 99, Zachary Thornton currently P4 in practice, just 5/100ths off of Malachi Drake, whereas 99 Eric Eater, he's in the practice session. He's not turned a lap, and there is just under 6 minutes left here in practice before we head to qualifying. Could be interesting to see. I mean, you know, how this is going to play out. We know Heater is fast. We know Thornton, who, by the way, just jumped up to the top of the board, a 26.899. We know he's fast as well. But as you mentioned, I mean, it's a chance neither one of them can be champion, and we could have somebody else. So it's going to be exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm ready to see who is going to be Season 1 champion.
Been a good season so far. Been some hectic races here and there, but I'm pretty sure we put on a good show for Season 1. Looking to hopefully have a good race here, and we'll carry some momentum into Season 2 for Coast to Coast. Let's hopefully the championship battle comes down to the wire here.
Yeah, it has been a really good season. Now, you know, I mean, we're at Phoenix Raceway, and it's crazy. I mean, it's just how crazy the season has gone. This year, really. I mean, the entire year of 2023 is just been a blink of an eye, and it's gone, pretty much. And you know, when I saw that Phoenix was at the end of this year's schedule, the season schedule, I was hoping it would feel like it'd take a little bit while to get there, or longer to get there. But we're already here, and it's 3 wide, just a little bit ahead of the second quarter. This racetrack, I'm not a fan of it as much in real life. On iRacing, though, I feel like this is such a fun track, and these Cup cars, pretty fun to drive around this track as well.
Yeah, Phoenix is a great track to race at. We've seen a couple good races here on JCTV and other series at this track. Let's just see if we can keep it green. This series at short tracks at time has sometimes had issues with getting longer runs. So I think it's going to be a lot about short run pace here tonight. This track, once it goes green, usually will stay green, but getting through those first couple laps, a lot of times difficult.
And cautions, especially breed cautions here with that dog leg on the front straightaway. It's really easy to it looks easy in real life, you know, not a whole lot of guys lose it there. On iRacing, it's very easy if you're not having full focus to lose it coming down on that dog leg.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that definitely sums it up here. You know, I mean, if you don't hit it right, your car can just step out, and it could cause a lot of issues. And you know, and you mentioned cautions, precautions. You know, well, there's going to be a lot of aggression on these restarts, trying to get down that dog leg, gain as many positions as possible. And you know, again, if you don't hit it just right, you could spin and cause a big pileup. So it's going to be very interesting to see, I mean, how that plays out tonight. Who's able to get through the dog leg, stay out of the chaos. And when I say chaos, and a couple of people spinning right behind Jason Rashcock there. But, just under 2 minutes left in practice. So I'm going to ask you guys your picks to win. Traver, you're a special guest, so how about you start us off?
I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna go with Zachary Thornton. Maybe not the boldest pick in the world, but I'm gonna say he gets it done and he captures the championship.
Brett, who you thinking?
That's a good guess.
I was going to say I really love that pick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost Brett Bennett. So, well, this is awkward.
While we're waiting, who's your pick, Josh?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go with...
and I have...
We have Brett, guys. We have Brett.
Sorry, I was grabbing something. I have finished doing the calculations. There is 7 drivers technically still have a chance of winning the championship entering tonight. A couple of them are very much long shots. Wyatt Roberts, Ollie Reeves, and Cody Webster basically need everything to go right to have any shot at it. And then Cody Rivera, Brian Lorenzo, Eric Heater, and Zachary Thornton all entered tonight with a very strong chance at the title. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out tonight. We'll keep you informed as this race goes on. I think another thing to look for tonight is going to be that strategy. If you can get stage points or lead some laps, that could be the difference between coming home first or second in this championship. So it's just going to be
another note on that. Oh, apologize. Another note on that strategy, especially with that dog leg. These cars, these Gen 7 cars, are very sensitive on both tire wear, but also higher temperature. And going down on that dog leg will definitely heat up those tires. So if we get green flag runs, the guys not going down on that dog leg will probably have a good advantage on the long run.
Yeah, and something interesting to note, Eric Heater has still not actually joined the session. He's registered for the race, but I know he does have other league commitments tonight that possibly are running against this, so it'll be interesting to see if he's actually able to make it out tonight, or if he might have to just take the points for a last place finish.
So we go into qualifying. Go ahead, Brett.
I say we have 19 cars here tonight, and that will mean I believe that actually will eliminate, actually it will not eliminate anybody as quite, but pretty much makes the margin even finer for those guys right on the edge of having a chance. But first lap's currently finishing qualifying.
Zachary Thornton goes up to P1. We're watching Cody Rivera's. His first lap was invalid. Cody coming around 3 and 4 for his second lap, the one that's going to count for him. Cody Rivera's goes up P3, 26.988. Zachary Thornton. Still P1, 26.874 for Thornton. Brian Lorenzo, driver number 1.
Interesting line we saw there for Brian into 3 and 4 there. Some guys like to cut down low early in the corner, and looks like Brian liked to arc that in a bit.
I'm guessing, just based on the lap time on lap 1, since he was slowest of cars taking laps as far, that he was just trying to set up his exit. Maybe didn't feel like he was running a fast lap, so wanted to try to set up the exit and get and try to set up his second lap.
Yep, and that lap he goes straight to the bottom there.
And P2, 26.929 for Lorenzo. Philip Allen, P11. And still P11.
One of our outside shots, Cody Webster, right now coming off a turn, is in 3 and 4, coming to the line. Last week's winner. He is going to go
P4
4th fastest. So we have 7 drivers with a chance of winning the championship. The 6 who are actually currently in the session are currently P1 through P6.
All right, so this is a first for me. There's still over a minute left in qualifying, and nobody is on the track right now. So let's try this again. How about this? Because we couldn't do it in practice, Brett. Let's go ahead and tell everybody who our picks to win are, and starting with Traber. Traber, I feel like deja vu.
Oh, I'm gonna go with.
Remind us who your pick is.
I'm going with Zachary Thornton. I'm saying he's shown the speed in practice. He's shown the speed all year, and I say he gets it done here in Phoenix and captures the championship.
Brett, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Go ahead.
Brian, I've got a 2-part pick. If Eric Heater makes it in the session somehow before this race starts, I'm picking him. Assuming he doesn't, I'm going with Cody Webster. I think he's going to go back-to-back. He's been fast all year. Really, it just seems more luck than anything that's been not on his side this season. I think he goes back-to-back. I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get the championship, but I think he's going to go back-to-back and find it in victory lane here tonight.
Never ceases to amaze me that I am confused as to what to put here. So, Brett's confused. I'm going to go with Cody Rivera's. And that's not Cody Rivera's. There's Cody Rivera's. I'm going to go with Cody Rivera's. I mean, he's P5 in qualifying right now. Really good practice run. Cody, just a great racer anyway. I think he can get it done tonight.
And interestingly, something that could actually factor into this championship, Chase Gibbons is not currently in the session either, and that will actually give Eric Heater an additional point, I believe, as he's currently listed as starting ahead of him. So
our starting lineup. Zachary Thornton on the pole. Brian Lorenzo will start P2 on the front row there. Wyatt Roberts will start 3rd. Cody Webster 4th, and Cody Rivera's will start in 5th.
starting 6th will be the number 31 of Ollie Reeves. Malachi Drake will roll off 7th. Jason Ratchcock makes his return for, I believe, the first time we've seen him since his victory earlier this season. Starting 8th, Brady Floyd 9th, and Luke Mahone will round out the top 10.
6th row features Brad Sawinski and Brandon Fiedler. Philip Allen comes back to the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series, and Nicholas Borowski in 14th. Brendan Fowler and Amir Bascombe 15th and 16th.
Trent Robinson Set to start 16th, and if they show up, Eric Heater, Chase Gibbons, 18th, 19th. That is our starting lineup. These drivers about to start pacing, and we're gonna get ready. 156 laps here in the track in Arizona. We're gonna crown a champion.
The worst designed track in NASCAR.
That's bold.
I'm sorry. Everything they've done to this track since 2012 has been a negative.
Hey. They've got a light up cactus at the start finish.
Okay, that was an improvement. That was an improvement. I will give them that.
It only costed them $1 million. I mean, come on. Pace car!
I mean, the grandstands look pretty cool.
The pace, well, we got a little bit of time between the pace car off and actually going green.
That's true. That is true. The pace car is in. Go catch a movie. We'll be back. 17 drivers on the grid for tonight. And entering the restart zone anytime now. There it is. Green flag is waving. We are underway here at Phoenix. And not the greatest restart there on the outside by Lorenzo. Thornton trying to check out. This guy's fanning all, trying to get single. Oh, Rivera's right in front of the field.
He saved it all, him and Ollie Reeves.
Well, that lasted long.
And an important news update as that was going on. Eric Heater just connected to the session, and that caution will mean he's probably going to come in a couple laps down, but with cautions, I think he is still alive in this championship.
He actually connected before they took the green flag, so if he may have gotten off pit road, I'm not sure.
He is still not showing as loaded into. He is just now pulling out of his pit
There
lap.
he is.
So he will be, I believe, scored 1 lap down, possibly 2. Else Zachary Thornton leads the first lap, picking up 5 bonus points.
So Rivera's made a little bit of contact with Wyatt Roberts. I'm not sure if Rivera's just didn't think Roberts was going to check up that much. Or what there? I don't think either driver really did anything wrong there. I mean, other than Rivera's just kind of going in a little bit too hot.
Yeah, Cody Rivera's qualified well, but that, as somebody who kind of needed a lot of things to go right here tonight, he's still got a decent chance. It wasn't that far back at Thornton and Heater come in tonight, but that definitely is a blow to his championship hopes. And then Ollie Reeves pretty much needed everything to go right. That might spell the end of his chances.
So Eric Heater, you mentioned, he's here. 1 lap down. Currently scored P18 out of 18. Cody Rivera's on pit road for damage repair right now. See if Rivera's gets off pit road. Ollie Reeves sent down now as well. Ollie running a special paint scheme tonight. It's got some faces on it. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. I'm not familiar enough with memes to tell you what's on there. I am not culturally aware. And actually, Cody Rivera's just waved Eric Heater around the pace car, so they're going to let him on the lead lap here.
I was going to say, I think
There's some
bit too much to know the memes. Go ahead, though, Trevor.
say as far as letting Eric Heater by on the pace car, there's some precedent around that. If anyone remembers Atlanta, I had to join late and they let me get my laps back. So
yeah, and same thing. We had all those connection issues, I believe, at Dover, and multiple times we were letting people get their laps back after people got disconnected from the session due to iRacing being iRacing.
Virtual racing, got a virtual race.
Yep. So Eric Heater scored back on the lead lap. We'll see. It's really fun to watch him trying to make his way through this field. Just a reminder, the stage will be on lap 55 here tonight. These cars will not need to stop before the stage break for fuel.
So the pace car is in, and while they get to the restart zone, you know, I'm looking at Wyatt Roberts' pace scheme, quicker, steak, and lube, and I know he's been running that scheme like all season long. I just really wish I had one of those restaurants around me. You think there's one not near Daytona, Brett?
I do not know. I would guess not.
Be a bummer. Inside the restart zone, green flag back in the air. And Malachi Drake caught asleep in there. Brady Floyd gonna go there. 4 wide. You mentioned it. They make it work. No, they don't.
Back to Malachi Drake.
Drake trying to save it.
Not save it, I don't think.
And now going around. Still green. He's trying not to pit. What a job by Malachi Drake.
He likely would have saved it by himself if it wasn't for Borowski there tapping him in the rear.
Yeah, he did a really good job, though, keeping it off pit road.
Go to Webster getting around Brian Lorenzo.
Interesting Aflac paint scheme on that 08. Also interesting on the restart there. The 08 kind of lagged back a little bit on that outside. Usually something that's quite frowned upon by the admins.
A little bit of contact a little further back there.
Maybe a bit of a warning given out to Webster. We'll see.
Philip Allen and Brad Sawinski got together a little bit there. Philip Allen needs to hold on to it. Oh, and we got a car once again saving it in the back. That was Amir Bascombe, T-Mobile number 22. Don't know if he got some help from Ollie Reeves or not. He just got loose off the corner. Did a good job keeping it down there and not coming back up in the traffic.
Oh, hold on. What just happened to Fowler? I was going to bring up the replay to watch Amir Bascombe. And
that dog leg.
Yeah, he spun it. He lost it on the dog leg. Looks like he just got loose in the dog leg, spun down, caught the inside wall at the left front. He's going to pit in.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm talking about, you know, with getting on that dog leg. I mean, it's so inviting to go down there, and you've got to be very careful going down there. Now, let's see if we can see what happened to
Bascombe. Oh, Brady Floyd caught it with Philip Allen. Floyd missed the bottom. Kind of door check with 75. That's for the 7th position.
All right, this is live time.
Phoenix is.
Go ahead.
Phoenix is it's a track that's really easy to overdrive, and it looks like we're seeing a lot of that right now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Cody.
I love this track so much. The corners are so inviting, though. You know, I mean, just going into.
I still maintain my take that this track was a great track before they paved the dogleg.
We've got a battle for the race lead. Cody Webster is caught up to Thornton. Webster actually trying to look underneath Thornton. Here in a moment, though, we'll ride on board, and I'll kind of explain a little bit, you know, what I mean by the track being so inviting to, you know, go into the corners. A little bit more information, but right now we're seeing Thornton on the outside line. You know, this may be a short track, guys, but through 1 and 2 there, that outside line is actually kind of a preferred line to defend, whereas right here in 3 and 4, Thornton, I think, is a little bit too high into the corner. Keeping it right down there on the yellow line is preferred.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is a lot more multi-groove. You can kind of make multiple lanes work and run a lot of different lines in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you really want to be right around the bottom of the track. Cody Webster still right on the back bumper for Zachary Thornton.
And if any of you longtime viewers of JCTV are like, Josh, you're not the very best racer, what do you know about Phoenix? Let me tell you, for some reason, statistically, Phoenix is one of my better tracks. I don't know why, and I love it in the Cup cars. I mentioned it before. I don't understand what it is about the Cup cars compared to like the trucks. And also, just a little brag. I did finish 4th. My best. It's not a brag. My best league finish. It's 4th place.
To be fair, I had a podium in that race, and then I got dumped. So, well, the person who dumped me apologized and didn't mean to dump me, but I still got dumped.
So we still watch this battle here, but Cody Webster.
In an update, Eric Heater has worked his way up to the 11th position. Is just kind of slowly moving his way through the field. Been one of the fastest cars out there. Also, Brandon Fiedler went for a spin and went for a big slide in the dog leg. Managed to save it, but dropped back to 17th position.
All right, so you know what? Let's go ahead and take a ride real quick. On board, if I can, there we go. So here, Wyatt Roberts crosses the line. You got all this pavement below you, but he's staying up on the track. You got all this here. Entering turn 1, you want to run the bottom just to save the tires, but like I mentioned earlier, if you have somebody behind you, running a higher line is okay. Coming in here, there's all this space, but you want to brake early. You hear Roberts braking, a lot sooner than it looks like you have to. I'm going to shut up and let you just kind of listen to this lap. So that is a lap running on board with Wyatt Roberts. I chose him for a couple of reasons. Sorry, Brett. Chose him for a couple of reasons. One, be a great view of the battle between Webster and Thornton. 2, he drives a 42. Anyway, go ahead, Brett.
I would say on turns 3 and 4, that's one of the issues. That's what actually led to me getting spun out in the truck race here is, in reality, the fastest way to run this track is to back up your corner entry. The problem is a lot of people want to charge the entry to 3 and 4. It tends to lead to you pushing up, burning the tires more, and you don't get as good a drive off. But people always seem to want to be aggressive there. Meanwhile, Eric Eater has now gotten around Ollie Reeves and moved up in the top 10, and looks like he's also going to get Brady Floyd for the 9th spot.
Yeah, I don't have very much outright pace personally. I'm really good at tire saving, and I think that's kind of what makes me so good here. But yeah, I mean, just backing up the corners, not burning up your tires is the key to really getting around here and being fast towards the end of a run. And closest battle right now is for the 10th spot between Brady Floyd and Ollie Reeves.
We've been seeing that 20 car using that outside a little more than others. We'll see if if he's able to keep that tire wear underneath him and hold on the longer run here.
Running the outside line on iRacing tends to give you a better launch off the corners, and I have not run the next gen since the Opal refresh that came out a few weeks ago. I am currently a B license because I managed to get myself promoted by running way too many short track races. But I've been driving a lot of Gen 4 Cup, and the two tracks so far this season, Rockingham and Richmond, which both have some similar characteristics to this track. The preferred line in the corners really did change as the run went along, kind of as rubber gets laid down. So you might see some lanes kind of forming and then dropping back again as this race progresses. Eric Heater, by the way, now has gotten by Cody Rivera for the 8th position. He continues to march forward in this field.
This track, you can get away with running the top as just the line, in 1 and 2 that is, just as the line. Not even a defensive line, but just as a line. You can get away with it, and it's not going to hurt you as much as, say, trying to do that 3 and 4, where again, it's a little bit of a different shaped corner, and trying to keep the wear on the tires to a minimum. So, really watching these guys as they kind of spread out more and more in 1 and 2, I'm not as worried. Now, right here, I've been watching for several laps. Brady Floyd is running a higher line, about a groove or 2 up in 3 and 4. And I think here in a few laps, he's already got all the Reeves right there. I think here in a few laps, though, it's going to be maybe a different scenario where he's struggling and Ollie Reeves going to get by him.
Another driver starting to come on is Malachi Drake. We saw him drop way back at the beginning of the stage, had that incident on the restart. He just got by Nicholas Borowski for 14th, and him and Eric Heater have been 2 of the fastest cars on track lately. Very similar lap times for both him and Heater, as Cody Webster has been running, and Zachary Thornton as well.
Speaking of, Webster has gotten back up to Thornton. Webster, fastest car on track right now. He just tried to make a move into 3.
Yeah, one of the things with Phoenix is once you really start getting wear on the tires, it becomes very difficult to pass, especially if you're not tremendously faster than the car in front of you. Malachi Drake, by the way, has moved by Luke Mahone up into the 13th spot now. And for Cody Webster, getting bonus points, really, any real shot at this championship, he has to lead the most laps and win the stage. So he really could use to get by Zachary Thornton as quickly as possible, as he's fallen a little bit back of him once again. And another driver starting the fade, Cody Riveras. He had gained a bunch back up to 8th after the restart, but he's fallen back. Brady Floyd's now caught him and is trying to get by him for the 9th spot. And Rivera's another playoff driver who really is going to want to get some good stage points here.
I was surprised with how quickly Rivera's was able to work his way back up to where he had been running. And I think, again, you're starting to see the effects of that. Is just pushing a little too hard. Maybe he was expecting a caution to come out since the restart. We haven't seen it now. One thing for Cody is he knows there is a guaranteed caution once we finish lap 55. That will be the stage caution. So Cody, if that's the case, if he has burned the tires up, he's probably thinking that caution cannot come any sooner. He is just ready for it to happen. But I also got to wonder, the damage on his car looks a lot better after he got repairs. But his car is also, still a little bit damaged. How much is that affecting him right now?
Yeah, also going on right now, Jason Radchcock and Philip Allen side by side for 6th. They had both caught Brad Suwinski for the 5th spot. That 3-car battle still ongoing. Radchcock going to clear Philip Allen up to the 6th spot in the number 71.
Talked about the gap between Thornton and Webster not too long ago, and how Webster was back up to Thornton. Webster had been fastest car on track for a few laps in a row, and he just fell off. Thornton is pulling away from Webster and it's continuing to grow.
And the driver who may have found something right now, running, I believe right now, pretty much the fastest car on track, is the 71 of Jason Radchcock and the 99 of Eric Heater, although a lot of drivers running lap times in the 28.9 second bracket right now. Radchcock, though, now side by side with Brad Sawinski, looking to take away that 5th position.
Not the greatest exit off of 2. Here he is in the lead. Gonna cut the dog leg quite a bit there.
Yeah, he's been cutting the dog leg a lot when battling for position, and that's really been helping him. He's actually going to clear, it appears, Sawinski and maybe Philip Allen also going to take a look, but he's not going to quite get there. Radchcock able to clear up into the top 5.
Great job by Radchcock there to execute that pass well.
Eric Heater has caught Philip Allen. He's going to look to get by them.
Oh, Brad Sawinski's going to lose it. He is in the wall. Caution is out. What the world happened?
That was a weird spot to lose it. Oh, no, not as weird as I thought. Just
he
stepped
just
out
stepped
of it
out
coming
on the
down the
throttle
corner.
under exiting 4. And now, could see some strategy come into play. That caution, 18 to go in the stage. Tires have definitely worn a lot. Do you consider pitting now? I am not sure if you can make it to the end from here on fuel, though. You might have to come again at the stage, but it might be a good play for the stage points.
I think he figured,
This is
and I think everybody else agrees too, except Fiedler. So everybody down pit road except Fiedler. And race off pit road. It's going to be Thornton, just out of Roberts, Webster, Radchcock, Ronzo, Allen, Robinson.
Thornton may have had a penalty.
That's big.
Oh, snap.
Because he was dropped. He's letting everybody by, so I got to think he sped on entry, because I'm trying
Could have been on exit 2. He has that last pit box there, so he could have thought he could have just full throttled it out of the pits and maybe just went a little.
I mean, he was aggressive getting onto pit road, but he got it checked up in time. He's kind of bouncing it between 45 and 46. He does hit 47 for a split second before pulling into his box.
Is speeding on entry, though, under caution in EOL, or is it a hold?
It's an EOL. I think it got him for going 42 over. I have noticed since the update, it's been pretty consistent that if you go more than 1 mile an hour over on pit road, it's just like an instant penalty. It used to be that if you went over for a split second, it wouldn't penalize you. But now it seems to be more consistent with that, where that slight little bit over is a penalty. And I got to think that's what happened.
All right, so pace car is in, and Wyatt Roberts will lead us back to the green. We are inside the restart zone. Green flag back out. Great restart that time by everybody. Cody Webster immediately jumping into line behind Wyatt Roberts. Webster gonna look for position. There's a spin in the back, I believe, maybe. Side by side for the race lead, though. Everybody is going straight. Roberts has the advantage on the outside. Webster gonna get behind him, but Roberts is just taking off on that straightaway.
Philip Allen and Eric Heater and Jason Radchcock all trying to move forward as well. Heater up to the 4th spot now. And Zachary Thornton, if he got a penalty, doesn't seem to hurt him too much. He's already back up to the 6th position.
Man on a mission. He's going way down on that dog leg. Side by side with Rashcock. Rashcock actually having to go all the way up to the wall because Lorenzo down there as well. Roberts still leading this race ahead of Webster. Heater and Allen side by side. Thornton just behind that.
Webster takes the lead there. Roberts down to the dog leg. Is he going to take it back?
Precise side, but here comes Eric Heater too. Big run for Eric Heater. He's kind of got the advantage. Those two side by side going to check both themselves up.
Roberts, I think, have the prime position for 3 and 4. Right here with Webster on the outside and 1 and 2. Oh, Webster's going to pinch him down a little bit. Webster also got tight, rotating through the corner. I thought Webster was going to clear Roberts, but I think when he got tight and helped Roberts stay side by side, Webster does clear Roberts. Now Heater on the outside line with
and
Roberts.
Zachary Thornton just dove it inside of Phillip Allen, and he takes away the 4th position.
Eric Heater side by side with Wyatt Roberts, who does not get a great exit off the 2. Heater now in front of Wyatt Roberts. Heater looking underneath Webster though. Heater, he wants to go.
I've noticed Heater really gets a great drive in the turns 3 and 4. He's able to dive it really deep and make it stick. And especially this being such a short run to the stage, I wouldn't be surprised if some drivers are pushing hard, maybe thinking they might take another set of tires at the stage break.
Thornton looking underneath Wyatt Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts going to be able to defend.
Taking tires at that stage break would definitely be viable. They all have, I believe, 3 sets of tires at the beginning, and all of them just took their first set just then, so wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think you might see a split strategy here, because on one side it's going to be an advantage, but on the other side, if we start getting cautions late, it falls wrong, it can just absolutely kill you. Especially a track with significant wear like here. We were seeing over a second of fall off on that first run.
Roberts got a little tap from 35 there and then just lightly touched the wall. Shouldn't be any damage.
Thornton going to look to the inside of Wyatt Roberts. And they'll be side by side down the straightaway here.
Well, second thought, there may not have been a touch.
Yeah, they definitely bumped on the straightaway though.
Eric Heater looking to the outside of Webster. Thornton, he sent it in that dog leg. Thornton's going to slide up in front of Roberts.
Zachary Thornton up to the 3rd spot. Currently, as they run, Thornton would have a 5-point advantage on Heater just as a result of leading a lap. Actually, within the points for where they run, it would be a 1-point advantage. It would be a 2-point lead for Thornton in the points as it stands right now.
Heater touched the apron, got a little loose.
Yeah, coming to 4 to go in this stage. Every stage point right now valuable for the playoffs and for this championship.
Heater taking a little bit of a higher line in 1 and 2 this time.
Not sure if it was intentional, but
He's going straight.
He definitely slammed that wall, though. I am shocked. That car actually doesn't look like it has suspension damage.
I'm very surprised myself. Just a little fumble out of the Purdue car.
Yeah, he hit that wall hard. Brian Lorenzo currently looking to try to get by Wyatt Roberts for that 4th position.
Lorenzo's going to look underneath, side by side.
Roberts has been dropping back ever since he was battling for the lead there. I wonder if he just heated up those tires a bit too much, sliding off the corner, cutting that dog leg. Just need to settle back in, get in a groove there.
Yeah, 1 lap to go in the stage, and it appears Cody Webster has this stage under wraps. Eric Heater trying to get to him.
One thing I've noticed throughout this run is that the groove is slightly moving up. Don't know if that's just because of the new tires or if that's actually the track changing a bit.
And with the new updates to the oval, the track does seem to change a lot more over the course of the race. Is Cody Webster going to take stage 1 here at Phoenix?
It'll be Webster, Heater, Thornton, Lorenzo, Roberts, top 5. Cody Rivera, Solly Reeves, Trey Robinson, Jason Rashcock, and Brad Sawinski.
Brad Sawinski collecting points after his incident. That's a nice little comeback there for him.
Yeah, and our top 7 finishers in that stage were the 7 drivers still with a chance at the championship entering tonight's race.
Dream rises to the top.
It sure does. And I am...
Pit road's open. Webster faked out. He looked like he was going to pit, and it looks like only Eric Heater down pit road. Got to go way back to find Phillip Allen, Malachi Drake joining Heater, Brady Floyd, and Brandon Fiedler also coming down pit road.
The fork in the road has come for both of the top 2 championship runners here, with the 99 taking tires.
And my math could be wrong, but I am pretty sure with those stage 1 results, Cody Webster, Ollie Reeves, and Wyatt Roberts have been eliminated from championship contention just based on how many cars are left in this race and how many drivers are racing.
So I don't know if Eric Heater got faked down, like he thought everybody was going to pit, and then of course being like one of the only ones to come down pit road. But his stop time was very, very short. So I think.
And one thing I think might be a case here is it might be tight on fuel to the end of this race.
And
I know
Heater's coming back down pit road too, probably to top off.
Yeah, because if I remember right, the fuel window for the trucks, which I believe have a smaller fuel tank and usually get worse gas mileage than the Cup car, is about 80 laps. So the Cup car might be able to go around 100, which is about how much we got left in this race. So, and actually, Heater is going to take tires this time.
Did he just take fuel last time?
Yeah, he had just taken fuel the previous time. I'm thinking maybe he realized he was the only one who would come down pit road, figured if he was already at the back, he might as well take tires and try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, his strategy is to, his biggest advantage is that if it runs green to the end, so might as well use up those tires.
Yeah, and Heater isn't a... I'm a little surprised he came down pit road there, but I think he thought more people were going to come with him.
So, Brett, you're the strategist here. What would you have done?
I probably would have stayed out, or I would have considered the stupid strategy of not pitting at that caution in the middle of stage 1 and taking tires at the stage.
This is why we don't listen to you. So, lights on the pace car are off.
The tires
and
at
we
the
are
stage
1 to
strategy would be a good strategy. If you were just going for the win and don't care about points. That's how I've almost won. That's how both of my near wins in Slide Job occurred. It was a mix of being fast plus saving sets of tires.
Trevor, would you believe me if I say this guy is like never won a race on JCTV?
I would real quick step down, I think, to get a word with one of the other teams real quick.
Oh, well. There's that. So, Cody Webster going to lead us back to green. And don't worry, guys. I mean all the love when I mess with Brett. He knows I'm
I'm aware.
Flag back in the air.
Great launch for Cody Webster. And Brian Lorenzo was actually able to clear Zachary Thornton there for the second position. The person to watch right now, though, is Eric Heater. He just went 3 wide around the top to take 2 spots away in turns 3 and 4.
Right on board with Eric Heater.
And if my math is correct, if either Zachary Thornton or Eric Heater wins the race, no matter what else happens, they will be the champion.
Brad Sawinski's been stuck up top for about 2 laps here. Hasn't really been able to gain any ground either.
Oh, they're going to be 3 wide. Heater, Rashcock, Sawinski. Rashcock and Sawinski almost made some contact. Just,
Yeah, they've been 3 wide for quite a minute there on their restart. Oh, Cardinal Wolf.
who is that? That's the 39.
I
Fiedler.
believe that was the 23? Or was it 39?
It was Fiedler. Oh, but more
Oh.
contact. We are under caution. Borowski and Mahone. Oh, my! Fiedler almost found himself in that one as well. So here we go. Contact between Fiedler and Borowski there. That's actually what sent Fiedler way down to the inside. And then the contact between Mahone and Borowski.
Yeah, both of them just... Borowski overcorrected after getting bumped by Mahone and just killed both of them.
Right on board with Fiedler. So he doesn't know really what's going on. And then he's trying to avoid Mahone was coming up. And actually, it sounded like there was contact there. I didn't see any. It sounded like some contact. Maybe not good contact. So Eric Heater made it all the way up to P8. Sorry, P7 before that caution came out.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuel number looks like. I wish I did. In fact, I'm going to do something real quick to check to see if I can see anything on that. And one thing I did forget about, I believe they run a smaller fuel cell in this series. What iRacing showed when I real quick jumped into a car without running any laps was 82 laps, but that seemed like it might be high for 14 gallons. So I can't for sure give you the fuel number, but
I have heard that it's between 60 and 70.
okay, so nobody's making it from here.
However, that is just from one guy, so could be wrong.
Juice cone trickery. Thornton taking the bottom. Ollie Reeves. Just, well, top. Could have swore I saw him go to the bottom.
I'm hearing 60 and 70. It's a little hard to tell because you start to lose less throttle, so some guys believe they can stretch it all the way to 70.
Okay. Yeah, and there's an off chance you could make it from here if you get a lot of cautions, but I would say probably not.
And we've been seeing green flag runs throughout this race, so it wouldn't surprise me to see us settle down and get a green flag run. I would say more likely than not.
Yeah, the other thing is that you do have a chance of cautions breeding cautions here. We've seen that a few times here this season in the Coast to Coast Cup Series.
Flag back in the air. Webster
Yeah, I'd
on
probably
the
just
top.
put a commentator's jinx on it.
And Cody Webster got a good launch. Zachary Thornton, though, right with him. And it's big for Thornton if he can get back to that lead. Cody Webster and him have, I don't have the exact numbers, but they are pretty similar in laps led. I think Thornton's led 10 or 15 more at this point. Those 5 extra bonus points for leading the most laps could play a big difference in whether Eric Heater or Zachary Thornton takes home the championship here today.
Rivera's getting a good run off the top side out of 4. 3 wide going into 3.
Oh, Rivera's in the wall.
Eric Heater.
Oh, contact! Malachi Drake! Andretti Robinson.
We might not get a caution. Everybody kept it.
Oh, more contact. Fiedler involved. There's the caution.
Bascom also around.
Yeah, Cody Rivera. That all started with Cody Rivera. It looked like he got a little loose off the corner, tapped at Dirty Robinson, who hit Malachi Drake. Robinson spun, and then Amir Bascom. Not the best wreck avoidance from Amir Bascom there.
These next gens produce a lot of tire smoke when you lock it down, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking more of when he broke instead of.
I want to
You
make
definitely have a point there.
I want to make a joke so bad, and I'm gonna do it. So, I think the smoke from Amir Bascom went up just like my T-Mobile service.
And I know you know, he should have been lifting at the exit of turn 2 when he saw the smoke. Instead, he kept it in the gas until the middle of the straightaway.
Oh my!
And at that point, not the best wreck avoidance there. Not the worst though either. I've seen much worse.
I hope you don't see much worse too often.
We've seen it on JCTV here.
It is Brett we're talking about.
I'm not the one doing it, except at USA International Speedway.
I still have that race bookmarked in my watch later.
You don't need to. Nothing happened.
Somebody,
Although I was not as bad as people say I was.
yeah, I mean, we just saw the record for most incident points. points at 56x, but I don't know who that could have been. Brett, do you?
I don't hold the record anymore. I believe somebody in this series broke it earlier this season.
That is true. That is true, actually, yes. You are correct.
It might have been Brady. It might have been Aaron Brown. I don't think so, though. I think it was somebody else.
Before we get a comment on that, so I just, the fact that none of you guys laughed at my T-Mobile joke with Amir Bascom kind of saddens me. You guys must not have T-Mobile.
I live in the state of Nebraska. I live in the state of Nebraska. Have you seen T-Mobile's commercial where they show the map where they have coverage?
I try to ignore anything.
There's literally a Nebraska-shaped hole in that map.
I try to avoid anything that deals with T-Mobile.
That is fair.
And I'm not gonna bash. I'm not gonna bash the company too much here because this is on the internet, and if T-Mobile finds me, they might be very frowned upon. Hey, I'm a T-Mobile customer, and they've got cool things. Like they've got free things, T-Mobile Tuesdays. You can get free stuff on Tuesdays, which is pretty cool. So I mean that's a positive. It's very reliable. You can rely on it to like work half the time. So I mean, it's good being a T-Mobile. I'm very happy.
I think half the time is not reliable.
You can rely on it to work half the time. That's what I'm saying. Okay, like I
have Verizon and I can rely on it to work 100% of the time.
Hey, I'm just talking about the positives here. I rely on my T-Mobile service to work half the time. That's all I'm saying. All right,
that's fair enough.
Pace car is in. We're going back to green.
By the way, I did laugh at your joke, but I believe my shoddy hotel internet cut me out there.
Can we get a shout out to what hotel brand it is? We got to get all the sponsors involved here.
Talk about the
positives. I am currently in
brand.
A Best Western Plus.
Best Western.
Best Western solid choice.
Green flag is back out. And Ollie Reeves, great restart. He's going to be on the outside of Thornton.
Thornton drove it in hard, but Reeves still there on the outside. Thornton not able to clear. Oh, that was aggressive. And Ollie Reeves said the other day that he was kind of tired of getting pushed around in this league, so maybe not the guy you want to be racing like that this early in the race.
Nope.
And Eric Heater dives aggressively down to the apron. He's going to get to the inside of Zachary Thornton, and Eric Heater up to the second position.
It's not much that Thornton can do here with the tire advantage that Heater has.
Heater just leading a lap would be huge for the championship. It would basically, if Heater leads a lap, assuming neither him or Thornton lead the most laps, which is looking like Cody Webster has a good shot at doing that here today, that would actually result in it being a direct tie of points up before the finish of this race. So it would be a direct race between Heater and Thornton.
Here we go, Heater's there. I think Webster absolutely just missed that corner.
Yeah, Webster lets Heater by, and Eric Heater will take the race lead, and by leading this lap, 5 crucial bonus points in this championship.
And now battle for second. It's Thornton. He's trying to get underneath Webster.
I can confirm that Heater and Thornton are tied on points before the race finish as of now because of so whichever one finishes higher will be our champion. Unless both of them have issues, and then Lorenzo and Rivera still do have a chance.
Another championship that currently looks to be locked up if it finishes like this, or keeps running like this, is the team's championship with Adra Motorsport, with both Eric Heater and Zachary Thornton on that team running away from proximity.
Yeah, and the other thing to note right now, another quick shout out, Brady Floyd, I believe he also took tires on that same caution as Eric Heater. He's worked his way up to the 4th position right now. as Eric Heater is checked out in front of this field. And if we go green this race, Heater's in a really, really good position.
Oh, no doubt.
Maybe a slight tap there from Thornton.
And Andretti Robinson spun out, wrecked on the front, on the. I'm gonna call it the front stretch every time because it should still be the front stretch, but the back stretch.
Tell me how you really feel.
They confused me when they reconfigured. It was unnecessary.
See, I agree with you. I'm just gonna keep egging you on because it's funny.
I get why they reconfigured. Also, the championship race should never have been taken away from Homestead in real life. Phoenix was perfect. It's like the 35th race of the season.
So, like, I'm gonna sort of agree with you, Brent. I loved Homestead as the finale. I'm one of those that think it would be cool if it kind of rotated like tracks. If I say, you know, what tracks I think they should be rotated upon, Phoenix is not one of them. Oh! Thornton! He gets loose under Webster!
What a save from both of them!
They were both wrecking there. They both keep it together, but that's going to stack things up behind them. Brady Floyd now there, maybe going to try to get by Zachary Thornton. Also, Brian Lorenzo, he pitted 2 cautions ago. He's also on fresher tires. He's going to look under Brady Floyd. And Brian Lorenzo, it's unlikely, but he still could be a player in this championship.
And in terms of the races, Lorenzo's always been a guy just to kind of hang around there and not. He doesn't always show everything he's got until the very end.
Maybe take it 3 wide. I think they are 3 wide with Rajcock and Ollie Reeves for the 6th position. Eric Heater, though, has checked out in front of this field.
Oh, Rajcock got a little loose there. He went way up the racetrack trying to save his car.
And that's like about this next-gen car. I don't know if it's just the next-gen car or the updates. I think it's just the next-gen car because the Gen 4 kind of has similar handling characteristics. But I have noticed the cars tend to loosen up more on long runs, a lot of the setups now. And iRacing, I know both of y'all have been doing iRacing for a long time. I'm used to more setups that get really tight on the long run. That's how iRacing
Sorry to cut you off there. I think also a lot of what we're seeing today is also related to the tire temp because the sim time is currently for June 4th in the evening. So that track temp must be pretty high.
Something happened to Amir Bascom.
Yeah, he just looped it a little bit in the in turns 1 and 2, and looks like he might have just decided to call it a
Caution,
night.
Brian Lorenzo around turn 2.
And Lorenzo had moved towards the front of the field. He just looks like he got into the corner a little too hot, locked it up under braking maybe. Oh, good job by Ollie Reeves avoiding him.
And everyone's just going after Ollie Reeves today. Unintentionally, of course.
I wonder if they tuned into Fastlane, the JCTV podcast.
And the strategy. The strategy's going to flip again.
Wonder if they tuned into podcast. Oh, good lord. Tuned into Fastlane, JCTV podcast, and heard Ollie Reeves. Of course, he was a special guest on there for this week. The episode was released yesterday. And we've got plenty of fun things coming with Fastlane coming up. Adam has a ton of ideas, and I am absolutely looking forward to what the future of Fastlane is going to look like. But yeah, Ollie Reeves is on there, and had a couple things to say. Cody Webster going to win the race off pit road just ahead of Thornton. Brady Floyd, Jason Reshcock, Ollie Reeves.
I believe everyone should be good to the end here.
It's going to be Heater, Allen, Roberts, Winsky, Bascombe that stayed out. And Webster, Thornton, Floyd, Rashcock, and Reeves, the first 5 that came down the road for tires. "90 laps complete, 67 to go. Still in this race. This is caution number 5. 25 laps have been ran under caution. Of course, this is the season finale. Champion will be crowned tonight. It could be the man that's leading, Eric Heater, who wins the championship.
Interestingly enough, right now, I'm noticing Zachary Thornton and some others running on the apron under this caution period. And you had mentioned the fuel window, 60 laps. It's going to be really tight on fuel. I think some people are going to try to stretch it here to the end of this race.
Yes, when I said everyone was good on fuel, I miscalculated and thought it was 57 to go.
I did the exact same thing, so... And I'm an
sometimes
engineer,
sometimes confidence doesn't get you places.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to sell it. And sometimes math is hard. I mean, I don't.
Like I said, I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. That was all on the plane.
Draver, I don't know what you do for a living. I make boxes. Math is not important. You know what's importanter? Corrugated boxes.
Well, I go to college and make sandwiches for a living, so,
Oh, did you
and
know?
none of my college stuff is math related.
Did you know 4/3 of people struggle with fractions?
I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah, 4 out of every 3 people struggle with fractions. Eric Heater, Philip Allen, front row at Purdue car. Kind of ugly seeing that out there go blue, but green flag is in the air. Allen did not get going.
Amir Bascombe also did not get going. Kind of checked up Zachary Thornton towards further back in the field. Oh, God, they were 4 wide. Thornton doored Radcock.
A little scary. They're holding on to it.
Thornton has a chance at the bonus points for the most laps here. That could also be big in this championship. He can get back to the lead quickly here.
Reeves going really low. Underneath Webster. Oh boy.
A couple guys hit the wall there.
I think Webster might have been one of them. I think he's nervous.
I believe Rajak was the other one, but I'm not 100% certain. Well, put it this way, I'm about as certain on that as I am with my math.
Oh, they are 3 wide.
And I've been looking, Eric Heater's lap times are still pretty similar to those guys who pitted. The guys who pitted maybe a little quicker, but Eric Heater still is tremendously fast.
Sawinski also slapped the wall there off of turn 2.
Ollie Reeves. P5, Cody Webster, P4. Webster trying to pull away. Webster's led a good chunk of this race so far. He wants to get back to where he has been. Webster looking underneath 42 of Wyatt Roberts. He's already passed. Before I can finish my sentence, Reeves has gotten by as well.
And Wyatt really wanted to keep the bottom there on that going into 3 and 4 there. Threw a little fade, but looks like Webster wasn't having it.
Yeah, Thornton is starting to close in on Eric Heater for the race lead and possibly for the championship. And something to look for, I believe Eric Heater for sure will have to stop again. Thornton, I think he's probably going to have to come to pit road again if we don't get a caution. but he might be able to stretch it. Although it does not, he does not look like somebody who is saving fuel.
I don't think you can make it. I think everybody is going to have to pit again. And I mean, right now there's 59 to go. Thornton is closing in on Heater. They are side by side. Thornton underneath Heater. This is not a, round of 4 playoff type championship system, but right now it kind of feels that way with Heater and Thornton being as close as they are in points.
They are legitimately tied in points without bonus points, so this is the battle for the championship.
Cleared Heater.
It's shades of Edwards and Stewart in 2011.
Go to Webster. Really caught these guys as well. Webster going to look underneath Heater.
And Heater, I think, knows he's going to fall back here, but Heater is probably going to be on pit road, I think, before anybody else. I expect him maybe to come in the next 10 to 20 laps. Then again, I might also want to run long and hope for a caution because I believe he only has one set of tires left.
One guy that I would definitely be looking at to come early would be Wyatt Roberts because he just keeps dropping back. I would think his best bet would be to hit before everyone else and hope it runs green.
Another thing I'm wondering about, we do have a couple guys who are running a little bit slower lap time, so I think are capable of faster laps. I'm wondering if maybe some people are trying to save fuel here. Malachi Drake is among those, although he might also have damage from earlier in tonight's event.
I don't know. I don't really think Malachi Drake has damage.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, just put a Band-Aid on. Brett knows if I don't mess with him, something's wrong with me. Battle for the race lead, though. Webster has caught up to Thornton. Webster looks really high. Trying. He's a little bit deeper into 3 than Thornton is, but Webster also cut the dog leg. And he's going to get underneath Thornton. He's going to lean on Thornton.
And Webster being by Thornton would also be big, as I believe Webster is in good position to take the most laps led here tonight. But we did see in stage 1 how Webster kept getting right up on Zachary Thornton, but just could not seem to make the pass.
At the line, it's going to be 50 laps to go here in the SAAC Just Go Cup Series season finale here in Avondale, Phoenix, Arizona. Avondale, Arizona. Let's try that. Phoenix is a city.
It's all really one at the end of the day.
Math is hard, so is geography. I knew I was going to do that too. I was like, I'm going to screw this up at one point tonight, and I better not. Oh, my.
Ollie Reeves has now gotten around to Eric Heater for that fourth position.
We continue to watch this battle. We're just pulling away a little bit from Webster. Wonder if Webster is pushing a little hard, maybe. You know, you mentioned
Webster has a tendency to push early in the run and wear on his tires. I especially remember Dover, where he was basically doing a Bristol line on there with the little diamond line, which is something I never would have expected to see there. But yeah, he's a driver that tends to go a little hard early in the run. And for how hard he pushes early in the run, he does hold on to his tires surprisingly well.
I gotta ask you, is there any particular reason that you remember Dover a little bit better?
Yeah, maybe.
Nothing special happened.
No, I think it was just one of those weird, wacky races, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever I have those, I end up finishing second in the photo finish.
Well, good thing Traber isn't you.
I know.
Just sometimes better to be luckier than good.
Traber is Alex Bowman.
You might be better than me. I really don't know how people I would compare to people in SAAC. I have not raced in it enough to.
It's a decent sized field spread. Let's put it that way. Look at the I rating between drivers, which isn't always the best. Andretti Robinson.
Correct, and I believe that's going to do it for him here today. And actually, I believe. Actually, never mind. I was wrong. What I was about to say.
Jason Rashcock just got past Cody Rivera's in third place.
If we have 2 more DNFs, Cody Rivera would be eliminated. And I know Eric Heater's dropped back a little bit, but he is running not far off of what our top couple drivers are running right now. In fact, he was faster than Cody Webster last time by.
I think Webster might have something to worry about here. No reason. Just, I have an inkling feeling.
There's always the chance that Ollie Reeves is going with the Brett Bennett strategy of threatening to wreck people all the time and never actually doing it. Hoping you make them nervous so they get out of your way.
Oh, Webster sliding. Here we go, side by side.
They got quite a twitch coming down on that dogleg there.
Yeah, Ollie Reeves going to take over the second position from Cody Webster.
Oh, Webster's going to get back side by side with Reeves. Oh, Webster.
Oh,
okay, there it is. There it is. Eric Eater's like, oh, please, not at the expense of me.
That actually benefits Eric Heater a lot. He's going to get up to third, possibly second there. I think that was on Cody Webster, if anybody.
Oh, well, I'm not going to say it.
I mean, I think they just kind of got locked together once they made contact. Well, that checkup let Zachary Thornton get even further ahead. And the big thing for Thornton is if he's trying to stretch fuel, the further ahead he is, the more he can try to save fuel. We did just see Brad Suwinski come to pit road. Don't know if this was a scheduled stop. I believe it was. Yeah, he only has blocked for 14 seconds, so I believe Brad Suwinski the first to commit to one more stop in this race. And it's been 60 laps since Eric Heater stopped. I got to think he's going to be coming to pit road pretty soon.
And if Brad Sawinski, why not at the back of the field do something different?
Best thing for Heater is caution coming out. He could be on the same strategy as everybody. If he pits and a caution comes out, he could very well be in the wrong end of things.
Yeah, and if there was 2 sets of tires left, I'd maybe consider pitting early if I were Heater, if I still had an extra set in the pits, but there's only 1 set left, so if you change tires, that's it for the race. I would not want to come to pit road and change tires yet, if I could help it. And speaking of saving, Zachary Thornton was the slowest driver in the top 5 last lap and just dropped about 2/10 of a second slower than Reeves and Heater. And I really do think he's starting to save fuel. He did pick up back up a little bit that time.
Jason Rashcock is trying to take 3rd place away from Heater.
Yeah, Rashcock's been really quick on the long run all race long. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake, next car on pit road. And what's interesting about Malachi Drake, he was one of the guys who had pitted under the previous caution. And he's going to split it in half for his final stint. So I think he decided that he could not make it on fuel. Because I can't imagine why he would have come to pit road unless he was in a spot where he could not make it on fuel. Bill Thornton continued. Seems like he's backing off the pace a little bit. Running a solid, pretty consistently 2/10 slower than Reeves. Cody Webster may have done the same after that contact with Reeves, or it might just be a little bit of damage. Cody Rivera's also, as Reeves, Heater, and Radchuk are running a lot faster than all of those. And Thornton dropped another 10th of a second that lap. I really do think Thornton is starting to save very hard on fuel. And for reference, Eric Heater has gone 66 laps with multiple caution periods. I think he's going to run it till he's dry. So I think when he comes in, might give us a little information about how long people can make it here on fuel.
Oh, man, so real quick, just kind of looking around, seeing what I can find on track. I happen to notice a group of cars together. Sawinski, of course, on fresher tires, was able to get it by Brian Lorenzo and Amir Bascombe. Brian Lorenzo side by side with Bascombe, and they started kind of touching a little bit, door banging off each other. Brian Lorenzo lost some time, and now he's getting back up to Amir Bascombe. And now Luke Mahone is going to be out there and possibly get Lorenzo and Bascombe back together.
And Zachary Thornton is definitely hard saving right now. Holly Reeves and Eric Heater are gaining almost 3/10 of a second a lap, as is Jason Radchcock. Heater for sure needs to pit, but I don't know if Reeves is just going to try to pressure it and maybe hope he just gains that late in the run.
Ronzo just got really loose. He's going to come down pit road.
And Lorenzo is another one of those guys who had pitted under the previous caution. He might be looking for tires, but plot continues to thicken.
Wonder if that, I believe that loose point for Lorenzo may have come at a downshift there. He was coming to pit road.
Malone, 1 lap down, rear Bascombe. Trying to get around Malone.
Thornton picked it back up a little bit, although Ollie Reeves has cut the lead in half now. He was almost 3.5 seconds back. He's now cut it to under 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Eric Heater's still not coming to pit road. I gotta think he's got to come in the next 2 to 3 laps. Although how long Heater's running here, even with the caution laps, I think seems to suggest that I would think Zachary Thornton can make it on fuel here. Here comes Eric Heater.
Oh, spin it!
Well.
That might benefit Eric. Because I think everybody's going to pit now.
Rashcock just barely.
Looks like it was the transition there off the banking got him a little upset. Probably a bit of too much rear brake in it as well.
Yeah, it looks like he was just based on that onboard. Unless he intentionally spun it out to bring out the caution, which be a weird way to do it. Because there was oncoming traffic that he almost got killed by. I don't think you would have spun in that way.
He was already looking loose.
Yeah, it looks like he was getting loose, and then he tried to save it. And he's sputtering on fuel right now, I believe.
Race off pit road, gonna be won by Thornton for sure. I don't know who got second, whether it was Reeves or Rashcock. That was close.
Yeah, Eric Heater is out of fuel. I don't know why he stayed out there. I don't know if he missed pit exit or pit entry or what happened. You know, maybe he was worried he wasn't going to be able to get to pit road, but if he was that tight on fuel, I think she should have went ahead and pitted. He might not make it to his pit stall. Actually, he's going to make it to his pit stall. He has one of the last boxes on pit road. So Eric Heater's going to cycle to the tail end of the lead lap. Thornton's going to lead. Heater basically is going to need problems for Thornton, I think. Thornton, I think, has clinched the points for the most laps led. So no longer is it a direct race. Heater, if he doesn't win the race, will need to beat Thornton by a couple positions. It depends on where they finish, as the gap between points varies based on finishing position. If Heater wins, he will still be the champion, but...
And I want to mention, we talked about it earlier. Cautions breed cautions. This is not just 3 laps left in the race. This is 23 laps left in the season. This is the last chance to get up there, try to get those last points that you possibly can. This is the opportunity to finish the race on a high note. Everybody is going to be aggressive at this point. Eric Heater, he might be okay if he can stay out of any kind of trouble. Maybe catch a couple cautions, get up there, he could be right back into this thing. We're going to restart 21 laps to go. It's 21 miles. And again, that's in the season. This season is over after this. The pace car is working its way down to the safety of pit road, and if I'm that pace car driver, I'm going to leave that car on, because I can't imagine it will be long until he'll be back out on the track.
And remember the mentality of that driver in third place there.
Yeah, absolutely there. Green flag back in the air.
Great launch for the 35 of Zachary Thornton.
Reeves takes second.
They're 3 wide for the 6th position, I believe. Brady Floyd missed the corner there, went way up the hill. Eric Heaters worked his way back up to the 8th position. Oh, Cody Riveras!
What a job.
Great save there by the 36 of Riveras. He just lost it on the transition.
Oh, spinning!
Philip Allen! Caution gonna fly! Riveras caught the inside wall, avoiding it.
Hope he didn't knock out a toe link on that rear there. It's easy to do. They're a little sensitive on these cars.
Yeah.
But it was such a light tap that I would think that he would be fine.
And guys, Peter, P6.
Yeah, this championship is not quite decided yet.
And once again, the Purdue University car fumbles. Go blue.
They're not even your rivals.
Purdue's in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but
So is all the rest of the teams that aren't down south.
I believe, by the way, the extra bonus points for leading the most laps that I believe has gone to Zachary Thornton means that Cody Riveras is eliminated from championship contention based on the number of drivers left, unless something crazy happens, which even then I don't think there's a mathematical possibility.
And by the way, Rivera's just confirmed to me that he does not have any damage from that tap.
Well, he'll be able to keep going in the race, but his championship hopes are over mathematically, so 3 cars left with a chance to win it. Brian Lorenzo still in a spot. Lorenzo's really not had a good day today, but you know, I've seen crazier things happen.
So
he needs to
go ahead.
He needs to outscore Zachary Thornton by 27 points and Eric Heater by 22 points the rest of the way to win the championship. Lorenzo does.
So just going to use this time real quick. Any upcoming races on JCTV you can check out on our website, jctvracing.com. Tomorrow, we've got a special event, Racers versus Redditors race. Looking forward to that. Last year's race was amazing. This year's race, I think is going to be amazing as well. And of course, last year it was not one of the racers that took the win. It was actually Alex Kerfan, one of the drivers that races on Saturday nights, who took the win, and he got a trophy. I mean, he's got a real trophy from that win. And I saw the trophy already for tomorrow's event, which is going to go to somebody. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I mean, we're talking real racers. I don't know really who is in it, but I can tell you, I do know Ryan Vargas, I believe, has plans to race in it. One of JCTV's commentators with Brayton Laster, another one. So really looking forward to that one. Check that out tomorrow night, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, I mentioned it earlier, Fastlane, JCTV podcast. Got tons of fun stuff coming up with that. Adam is full of ideas. So big shout out to Adam. I know he's out there listening and watching. And hi, Adam. But
And another note, we are very close to the new season starting in, I know for sure, the BSR AmsOil Truck Series and the Slide Job Racing League. First race in either of those will be January 6th in the AmsOil Trucks at Daytona. And then January 9th, the Icebreaker Clash in the Slide Job Racing League.
and we've got a new league coming up too, TNR, which is towards the end of January. Another new league, BSR Cup Series starting. Tons of stuff. Check all that out on the website. This green flag is about to be waving. 15 laps to go here at Phoenix. Green flag back in the air, and oh, look who is behind Ollie Reeves. It's Cody Webster. He gave a shot to Reeves just a little bit. Reeves looking at Thornton by Roberts.
Yeah, Radchcock did not get a jump, and that cost Heater some space on that restart.
Here we go, 3 wide.
Eric Heater was working his way back up to 6th.
Look at Ollie Reeves sending it in there. Big momentum around the outside. Great move.
Oh, Heater! Heater just got loose, and I believe he can pull F forward.
That'd be Alt F4.
That. So, unless Zachary Thornton has issues, I believe that will be our championship. Still got the race here to come to the conclusion. Heater there, Alt F4 just to keep from bringing out the yellow because he was spinning sideways in front of a bunch of cars in the dog leg.
Cody Webster. Ollie Reeves. These guys. No secret there's a history between them, both of them trying to win the race. Webster's looking at the inside of Reeves.
And Zachary Thornton's got to be loving what he's seeing in his mirror right now. Those two battling hard for the second position.
You would think, but even with that, even with them side by side, they're still sticking right to him.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the run. The speed that they both have while battling each other and staying there with Thornton. 10 laps to go here in the season. Webster sending it into the corner. Reeves kind of did the same thing. Reeves wants to stay ahead of Webster. Webster trying to get around Reeves. By Roberts closing in as well.
Twice in a row there, Reeves is exiting just a little lower than Thornton.
And we've seen Ollie Reeves come close several times this year, still yet to win a race this season. Hoping maybe to get it done here in that last race season. He's really being aggressive on that apron. Saw a little bobble as he got back up onto the main part of the racetrack.
Webster sent it in a little bit there.
Yeah, Reeves might have had to check up a little bit. He had a big bobble exiting the dog leg.
Seven laps. Webster is sending it hard.
Reeves starting to gain on, or Thornton starting to pull away from Reeves. I mean, but Reeves really does look to be a little bit better in turns 1 and 2. Just really, Thornton's really hitting 3 and 4 well right now.
It just keeps yang between these two. I mean, Reeves likes to back the corner up a bit more. Webster sends it in. Reeves is a little easier on his tires on the long run. Webster tends to go harder and early in the run. And yet they're still even on pace after all of this.
Yeah, Reeves was slightly faster than Zachary Thornton right now, but with 5 to go, he's got 5 to go. He's got to be a little bit quicker than that if he's going to want to have any chance at getting to that number 35.
Oh, sent it in a bit higher up in the groove there.
Both have cut the dog leg. Now Webster underneath Reeves. Webster going to kind of slide up a bit, which forces Reeves to do the same. Webster actually is a little sideways there. Coming to 3 laps to go here at Phoenix.
And in case we do get a late caution, the only way Zachary Thornton can lose the championship is if Brian Lorenzo wins and he finishes last out of the cars that are still running.
Webster really sending it in now. Two to go.
Just a quick shout out, a guy we haven't seen really anything from all day today. Luke Mahone has worked his way up to the 6th spot. Late charge for that number 5.
Webster closed into Reeves. Reeves goes wide. Webster looking low. White flag waving for Thornton. White one more time around. It's going to be a win here for Thornton. And Wyatt Roberts gonna get 3rd. Dolly Reeves, P2. Actually, Webster got 3rd.
Yeah, Wyatt Roberts sent a little Hail Melon up there on the last quarter.
Just a little bit.
I will say, Slide Job Racing League, I love it, but they got to change the rules so you can do that. So Zachary Thornton, your champion here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series.
He's had such a great season. Thornton, I don't know if he's led points the entire season. But he's had
I believe
the majority.
I believe Heater might have passed him at one point, but either way, Zachary Thornton, just consistent all year long. And actually, I thought he'd been more dominant than he was. Only led 100 laps entering tonight. Probably led the most laps here tonight. Clinched the championship. I believe Luke Peters actually led the most laps in this league this season, unsurprisingly. But Zachary Thornton just was consistent all year long, especially on the ovals. Had the most top 5s in the league, tied with Wyatt Roberts, with both had 8 top 5 finishes this year.
Thornton's got to go a little bit further down. He knows. One thing I love about this track is that you can pull it into victory lane. I've been able to do it a couple times. You know, it's not on the front stretch like Michigan or Auto Club. Of course, I've never found it found victory lane at those tracks. Yeah, here he gets to pull it into victory lane. I love it so much. So let's see here. Now, I want to show a replay because we weren't able to do so when it happened. To what happened to Heater. First, before I forget, let's go ahead and run through our results page. All the fun stuff. So, of course, race winner and champion Zachary Thornton. Ollie Reeves brings home P2. I believe this is his second place finish of the season. Cody Webster finishes third. Wyatt Roberts fourth after trying the Hail Melon. Brad Swinski fifth. Luke Mahone sixth. Jason Rashcock seventh. Cody Rivera's eighth. Philip Allen ninth. Brian Lorenzo brings it home 10th. Brett?
Bringing it home 11th. Sorry.
You're good.
Bringing it home 11th. We have Brady Floyd. Amir Bascombe comes home 12th. Malachi Drake 13th. And then then Andre Robinson does finish the race, 13th laps and 14th. And then our DNFs. Eric Heater looked like he had a great chance at winning the championship for much of this race, but ends up DNFing, coming home 15th. Brandon Fiedler 16th. Nicholas Borowski 17th. Brendan Fowler 18th. And then Chase Gibbons did not take the green flag, so it did not start for the number 9.
So let's see what happened. So here's Eric Heater. Oh my. That was right ahead of, I believe that's Floyd? Brady Floyd? Yeah. Oh, he saw his life flash before his eyes. That was very unfortunate for Eric Heater. You hate to be in that position. Great heads up out of Heater, though. I applaud him for quick thinking and doing that. So,
Another note in that quick thinking there, that would be the 20 car is a teammate to the 99. And Adria Esports was able to capture the team's championship tonight.
Congrats to them on the team championship. So, Traber, I have a question. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. My question is, since you're the special guest here, and personally, a lot of times we see it's the guy, the lead commentator, the producer, that commentates, that interviews the race winner. But I'm going to ask you, who do you want to interview? Webster, Reeves, or Thornton?
I think there's no question it's Ollie Reeves.
Ollie Reeves, all right. So we'll let you interview Reeves. We're going to start off with Webster then. So, Brett, how about you bring in Webster? He's waiting in the waiting room. We'll let you talk to him.
Yeah, I'm here on pit road with Cody Webster. Cody came in the day, outside chance of the championship, but pretty much that was most likely just not going to be a possibility with the way the points were. Still had a really strong run today, led a lot of laps. What more did you need at the end of that race to possibly get by Zachary Thornton? We saw you close up on him several times on the longer runs, but just couldn't seem like you could get by him when he was out front.
Yeah, it was honestly more of a track position race. I mean, you can make passes, but Thornton was smart the whole entire race. Like, he ran the line he needed to run, was that in 1 and 2, and that's just like a lane and a half off the bottom. Even when you get on the inside, it's either you hit the apron and get loose, or you just got to lip because you're going to get tight underneath them. So really track position. Honestly, the only thing I was trying to do all night is just push, and it bit me on that one run, with that green flag run where we would have had either a fuel strategy or whatever. I just got too tight because I burnt out the right front, and that was really it. But I just, if I would have paced myself, maybe I could have got to him. But when I was out front, it was a lot easier to control things. And once all the pit cycling and switching of position and people on different tires, came about, it was the dirty air, which just hurt me too much, and I couldn't really do anything behind, Heater, Ollie there at the end, and Dorton all night.
Yeah, and sorry. Yes. So coming home though, you were able to bring home that finish. How are you going to look to carry that momentum in the next season as we move forward here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series?
I would, yes. I mean, I would definitely like to be a lot more consistent. Not saying I wasn't throughout the season, but I just didn't have a lot of things fall my way. I put myself in situations that I probably shouldn't have, and I obviously put myself in bad pitch strategies a few times. So if I could just clean that up, I think I definitely will be a threat. I mean, you look at Zach, he pretty much kept his nose clean in a lot of the races where cars were destroyed, and he either came home with the win or, a top 3. So you just got to do stuff like that, and I'll get, to get better momentum going into like the end of the season. And if I had that, it may be different, but I don't know. It could have been a lot better. I also got to get better at road course racing because I'm dog garbage at those. So,
oh, trust me, if I end up racing in this, you'll be better than I am. You really had quite the battle there with Ollie Reeves at the end of the race. A little bit of history between y'all. We saw y'all get together there. Anything going on there with that battle, or anything else with that, or just hard racing?
At the end, that was when I burnt off my right front, and he got to me, and I got loose off of, I think, turn 4, and he noticed that, and he used the bumper on me going. I don't know. No, it got loose off of turn 2. Used the bumper on me going to turn 3. So I was like, all right, well, the next time around, I got to his inside, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put it underneath you, and I was just tight. Got into him. Didn't mean to. I was like, all right, well, if anything, I was gonna just lean on his door. But once I leaned on his door, I've never had this happen to me before, but it was almost like our tires connected, and I could not turn. And he said he's had it happen to him before. So, I apologized to him. I felt bad, but it luckily didn't ruin him or my race. It kind of put me in the backside of repair damage. But, I don't think he was looking to do anything malicious tonight, and I wasn't even trying to do that. So it was just weird. It's a virtual thing. So I don't know. I can't figure it out.
And last but not least, Cody, who gets it done for you on that 08? Anybody like to thank, shout out?
I'd like to shout out the guys at Proximity Racing, all the guys that, compete in this league, Malachi, Aaron, Heater kind of hangs out with us, Luke Peters when he's around, those guys that, race with us and friendly group to race and compete against. I'd also like to thank Aflac, great colors on the car tonight. That was beautiful. Too bad I couldn't bring it home like I did with the Fastenal car. I guess I should only run that car. I would like to thank you guys. You guys do a phenomenal job in the booth. I listen to you guys. I try to listen to you guys when I race. Sometimes I get confused with the car noises. I don't know if I'm hitting the gas or the broadcast is hitting the gas. And I'd like to thank Cody and all the admins for putting the league on. Really appreciate this season, and hopefully it'll be better next time around.
And congrats again on the second place finish. Look forward to seeing you next season.
Thank you.
And Traber, I believe you are now on pit road with Ollie Reeves.
Yep, down here with Ollie Reeves. Ollie, you had looked like another wild night. Had cars flying around in your face. Seemed like almost all night. Had winning speed yet again. and yet a second place. Does it seem frustrating? How would you sum up your night?
Man, it is so frustrating from getting spun out on the first lap, having 50 seconds of damage, and not all of it was able to be repaired, to finishing second. I'll take it, but it was stressful. Like, I had so many emotions. I remember, it was a fun race though.
Tell me about the contact with Cody Webster. How would you see how your battle with him went on?
Man, I was like almost 99% about to throw away my race to wreck him, because like to that point I didn't do anything to him that race. The only reason why I didn't, because he said sorry, but man, that was tough. I was pissed off, really pissed.
And tell me about your paint scheme. Who made it and what's on it? Looked interesting for sure.
Oh, the paint scheme is a tribute to Old Block in Chicago. You know, it's just, yeah, it's a tribute scheme. It's pretty cool. I had, it was a collaboration effort. I had Wyatt and Luke make it.
All right, and anyone else you want to shout out? Who gets it done for you?
Oh, I just want to shout out to Wyatt and Luke. Thank you for the awesome paint scheme. This is a one-time thing. I will never run this again. Also want to thank y'all in the broadcast booth, for having an amazing season broadcasting.
All right, that's Ollie Reeves, second place finisher.
Alrighty. So, one thing I like to do here when we crown champions is I'd like to have the league owner or somebody representing the league to officially crown our champion. So I've already spoke with Cody Riveras. And so, hello, Cody.
How's it going, Josh?
Going pretty good. Go ahead and bring in Thornton. And now I'm going to turn it over to Cody real quick to officially announce Thornton as champion.
Well, Josh, before we get to that, I do want to take the chance to just let the broadcast know I want to thank everybody, especially the guys that showed up, week in, week out, 15, 14 starts this season. We did beat the SAAC attendance record in terms of average drivers per race by exactly one driver. Just unbelievable season, super competitive, a lot of new faces, a lot of different winners. But one man absolutely dominated this season in terms of the standings. He won the Daytona 500, and from race one, he led the entire way, never dropping below first place all season. And with 3 wins, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s, an average finish of 7.8, 1 pole, 199 laps led, the SAAC Cup Series Season 1 champion, number 35, Zachary Thornton.
Thank you very much, Cody. That was a really good season. I enjoyed it a lot. It was so competitive the whole season. It was a lot of fun.
Thornton, it wasn't easy. You still, tonight, still had an opportunity to not walk away with the championship. Eric Heater was really fast all night long as well. So, I mean, just, this race, how much preparation did you put in it to make sure that you walked away with the championship, to be able to beat Heater and the others that still were mathematically possible to win the championship?
Really, not much. I never really put too much preparation in. I just kind of see what goes on in practice and go from there. I mean, thankfully today when at practice I was like really quick, so I was like, I think at end of practice I was like almost a tenth above second place. So from that point on, I felt pretty confident and had a good qualifying, which I had struggled with the whole season with having bad qualifying results and just starting the race off poorly. So it felt really good to have a good qualifying run. I think it just started from there. Just good pace throughout the race, able to mostly stay out of trouble and have some good luck, and that was all that I needed, thankfully, to pull it off.
How much were race starts a concern as far as, was there anything in your mind, especially knowing that kind of the history between Reeves and Webster. Was there anything in your mind thinking, just hopefully these guys can keep it clean and we can go green? Or were you prepared for any potential restarts?
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty confident in my pace, but it was definitely restarts. I mean, you never know here. It's just somebody can send it in and completely ruin your race. I mean, like, it's just some very aggressive moves can be made, so you have to always keep that in mind. So it was definitely in the back of my mind on some of those final restarts. Like, if they were close, then they might make some desperate moves, and I need to be aware of it. But thankfully, I was able to have some pretty good restarts throughout. I mean, there was only like 1 or 2 restarts where I didn't do so good in the whole race, but thankfully those were early on, and I was just able to keep up the lead that I had at the end. So, yeah.
So looking back at the season as a whole, Cody, of course, mentioned your stats. Just from the beginning to now, obviously capped off with championship. What would you consider, just the highlight of how the season has gone?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd consider my highlight just really being consistent, and I mean, really, that's pretty impressive to keep the lead in the standings from the first race. So that's a big thing, just keeping consistent. That was really good for me, 'cause a lot of times I tend to have some good races and then have some not so good races. So it was really good to just be consistent. And obviously, starting off the season with the Daytona 500 win was really good, and that was just a good start. And I was just able to continue it from there. So I think that's like one of the big highlights is just winning that first race and starting with that.
All right. Well, before we let you go, any sponsors, shout outs, who gets it done for that 35 machine?
Well, of course, I got to shout out my team, Adra Esports. Brady Floyd, Eric Keeter. I don't know if Phil Cott was on our team. I think he might have been. Him too. Just all of them, just being good teammates, showing up a lot. Unfortunately, Keeter, I mean, he scared me with that pit road caution towards the end. That was scary. That put me in a position I really didn't want to be. Really didn't want to be, because I was going to be fine on fuel until the end. So that was scary, but thankfully it was okay. Too bad to see him not have the best ending and wreck out. But yeah, I mean, big thanks to my team. I don't really have sponsors. I just kind of run the car blank. I'm a pretty low effort painter. So yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on the I mean, I guess tonight sweep and championship. Finishing first practice, qualifying first, finishing the race first, and a championship. Number 1 in everything tonight except your car number. So,
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you guys for broadcasting the whole season. You did great. Thank you, Cody, and I mean all the other admins and stuff for putting the show on and doing a good job doing it. So yeah, and thanks to all the drivers, of course, because it was a really good season and had a lot of fun. So.
All right. Zachary Thornton, your SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series Season 1 champion. So, what a season we had. First of all, Cody is still here. Well, yep, he's still here. And Cody, I just want to say, this has been real fun. Thanks for bringing us back on once again to do this. I've enjoyed it every single week, and I'm looking forward to the future.
I can't wait to have you guys back, and we're bringing some really exciting things to season 2. More of the same, a couple different things, and then of course, I don't know if you guys have teased it at all in the broadcast. I don't know if you have, maybe early on in the season, but following the end of next season, immediately after, there's the Super Cup playoffs, which I'm really excited about. Big time prizes, everybody's eligible, and we're gonna have point multipliers as we go through that, leading up to a triple points final race. And I believe that final race is going to be at Homestead, but that's not quite confirmed yet. So hopefully we'll put on a good, solid 19 race show for you guys coming up here in a couple months.
Do we have a target start date for season 2, or is that still being
Nothing
worked
set
out?
in stone. Nothing set in stone, but depending on some things, we'll see how we can line it up. I would love to start by the end of January, early February, potentially just running right in line with the NASCAR season.
I'm looking forward to that and seeing what's to come. I'm excited. This has been so fun ever since our first broadcast with SAAC in season 0 all the way till now. I have looked forward to these races every week.
Yeah, man, I look forward to the broadcast. You guys bring fantastic energy every week, whether it's you, Brett, Adam, whoever finds himself in that booth each and every week. It's always a blast to watch it back. A little bit frustrating this year personally to see some of my big mistakes that I've made. But hopefully next year, my head will be back on straight. I'll have my VR headset back, and I could be back competing for wins, because it's been a long time since I've been in victory lane with you guys.
For sure, for sure. Well, thank you for everything coming up here and officially crowning Thornton our champion and just putting on a great league.
Thank you so much, and I do want to shout out real quick a couple of other things. We do an unofficial playoff, just kind of like a for fun bragging rights type thing. The 4 for that, I don't know if it was covered on the broadcast at all tonight, were Eric Heater, Cody Webster, myself, and Wyatt Roberts. So congrats to Cody Webster for winning the bragging rights playoff championship. Zach Thornton did take the full season, full points, no reset championship. And for our prize pool participants, congrats to Brian Lorenzo on taking home the prize pool championship, Cody Webster taking 2nd, myself for taking 3rd, and Ollie Reeves for taking 4th. Those guys will get their prize pool payouts hopefully this weekend. And congrats to them and on a great season and a lot of consistency.
Alrighty, yeah. Congrats to those guys, those payouts, and the unofficial championships as well. So, Brett, Traber, what a race we saw tonight. It was pretty fun, great racing, and of course, Thornton walking away with the championship.
I'd say a fitting night to end there. I want to go back on the comments of Ollie Reeves there. I almost threw away my race to Wreckham. That was got some little long off season to maybe cool that down, or we'll see if that kind of keeps going. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun all season. Enjoyed being in the booth here with you for most of the season, Josh. I'm looking forward to the next season. We'll see. There's a chance I might run in it. I don't know what our plans are. If you need me in the booth, I'll be back here in the booth. Otherwise, I might end up racing. We'll see. But looking forward to being back here with you as we move forward here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series.
So, Brett, this year, most of the races you and I have commentated. Is there any moment that you look back on as one that was very enjoyable for you to commentate?
Let me think here. Thinking off the top of my head, Ellis Wells exploding the pit barrels at Charlotte was pretty good. Praber's win at Dover was pretty cool. The Chicago street race with just constant action throughout that race. Road America was another insane one. We had I'm trying to think. There was one race I feel like, I know I missed Vegas. Vegas had an awesome finish, but I feel like there was another race that had like a really, really good finish. So I'm blanking on which one it was. But all in all, it was a really fun season. Looking forward to whatever happens next year in the SAAC Coast to Coast Stuff Series. So,
Traber, of course, you just joining us for this race in the booth of Normal Racer. I'd ask what your highlight is, but I already know it. But no, I mean, I will ask.
Fourth place
I mean,
is Chicago. No, I'm kidding.
Fourth place is Chicago. No,
Actually,
but,
I didn't even get fourth. I got sixth at that race. Felt like fourth though.
but you know, so I'll ask you something a little bit different. You know, looking back at the season as a whole, of course, you did get the win at Dover. But you know, looking back, what are some of your favorite, you know, moments?
Oh, honestly, my favorite races always come at the road courses. I'm telling you, both Road America and Chicago were two of my favorite races of the season. I thought we also raced really well at Michigan. Unfortunately, I had a little incident there, but we had quite a few moments of good racing in this series. I quite enjoyed it.
I think my favorite moment was putting Brett in turns 1 and 6 at the Chicago Street Course, and
I forgot about that one.
having him be our Mike Bagley for that one was pretty fun. Brett, we actually did have Brett with a fixed camera above turns 1 and 6, and he was able to see what was going on at other portions of the track by watching a stream, but otherwise, as far as what he could see in sim, was just 1 and 6, just like in real life Mike Bagley up top there on a scissor lift. And we had some pretty fun things happen in 1 and 6 as well there at the Chicago Street Course. So I really enjoyed that. Adam joining me in the booth for that as well. But I think that's going to do it from us here at Phoenix. Such a fun race. You know, again, I'm not a big fan of this track as far as in real life, but on iRacing, I love it. I think it puts on great shows. And, you know, it's just, I mean, personally for me, a fun track to race at as well. This track it's such an awesome one to come to in the sim. And I'm a big fan of the sim version of this track. I just don't know what it is, but it is pretty fun to drive. So great race, great way to finish out a season, and congrats to Zachary Thornton on the championship and the win tonight as well, taking that. So big shout out to Cody Rivera's and everything that him and everybody, you know, behind the scenes at SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series 2. I always say it, without these guys, we wouldn't be doing this, and it's true. I mean, you know, it takes a lot to run a successful league, and I think that this is definitely one a really good successful league here, and to the fans as well. It's so fun to bring to you guys. And the entire outstanding crew, JCTV, Cameron Caldwell, all the graphics work he does, Adam Kuhn, Brett Bennett, Dawson Allen, not really a part of this series, but he's helped out here a couple times in this series. But overall, what he does for JCTV, it does not go unnoticed, and he should deserve a lot more shout-outs than I give him. Tomorrow night, Racers versus Redditors race. It will be our final race of 2023 on JCTV before we go into a very, very busy 2024. I'm looking forward to what's to come next year, but tomorrow's race should be exciting. So, this is Josh Coppernell signing off from Avondale, Arizona. Said it right that time, Trevor. We're going to see you next season right here on JCTV. Stay safe, take care, and have a very happy and safe holiday and New Year.